what if I, and what if I could see you like I saw you the whole time? Go on, give it your all tonight. You can say anything you like. I'm not your savior, so far away, blinded by anger, you forgot who to play. I'll never be your lighthouse in the dust. If I had my way, I'd guide you to the rocks. Go on, give it your all tonight. You can say anything you like. Poison my mind. You'll never be satisfied. Blame the divine. Eventually they'll find the time. And what if I believe you? Or what if I believe you? What if I go on, give it your all tonight. You can say anything you like. I'm not your savior, so far away.
Welcome to Whiskeyville_TV, NODAK Outlaw Sim League, 410 Sprint Cars. They have a Lanier National Speedway for race number 9 of 15 in their season. Point systems, it's getting pretty tight here for the NODAK Outlaw guys. Point standings as of right now. Carlin Cure is on top of the charts with Clayton Tilley right behind him, just by 12 points. And you have Colby in P3, Andrew Hauser, and then Sean Brown is going to round out the top 5. That's going to be the championship point standings. They do have drop weeks, so that could change race by race if they do have a bad night. Top of the charts, Adam Thompson, the 244 machine. Landon Cardoza, the number 114, he'll be back in P2. Tyler Wilson looks like he's going to qualify in that 3rd spot. Jamie McCarron, P4, and then Daniel Boyd rounding out the top 5. Best lap time, there they are, 11.239 for Adam Thompson. As the checker flag's going to wave, these drivers are going to get strapped up in their cars, get strapped up in their rigs, and we'll see how the dominoes fall at the end of tonight's. A little bit of race info here at Lanier National Speedway for the NODAK Outlaw Sim League. Track length 0.33 miles, 69 degree temperature at 936 altitude. Lanier National Speedway, we all battled through this track through our rookie years with those dirt street stocks and asphalt street stocks. The legends will all just start in the back and try to avoid all the chaos. If you can do that, you have a pretty good shot at winning those official races. Definitely one of my favorite racetracks is this one. Grid for heat race number 1 is going to line up like this. Adam Thompson, the 244 driver, He'll be on pole with Jamie McCarron to the outside. You have Ross with Momentum Sim Sport, the 04 machine. He'll be starting in that inside of the second row. Now outside the second row is going to be Kenny Hoppin with Elite Sim Racing, the 001 car. Zach Janis will be making up that fifth spot with SSR Elite, the Sim Racing. Nate Vaughn, the number 12 machine, driving out of the Northwest. He'll be making up that third row. Fourth row is going to be Steven Frenberg, the 29 machine. And then Richard Bates on the outside of him. Cody Olson and then Jordan with LGR Motorsports, the 113 car, will be making up that last and final row. We're stacked up, packed up. Long night of racing ahead of us. Lots of cars here tonight. Over 20 cars. As we step on the loud pedal, we'll see how heat race number 1 all shakes out. Adam Thompson, Jamie McCarron, and Ross Kinzer. They barrel back down in the turn at number 3. Ross is in that final transfer spot. Kenny Hoppin outside looking in. Zach Janis is back in P5. Nate Vaughn, 6th place. Steven Frenberg, 7th. Cody Olson, Jordan, and then Richard Bates. Side-by-side battle way back here. Jordan trying to look down to the bottom side, but nothing was there. Track extremely tacky. Only qualifying was out there. The number 2 machine, Jamie McCarron, trying to look down to the bottom side of Adam Thompson. Couldn't make nothing happen. Down into turn number 3. He's going to look once again. Almost made contact. Ross Kaiser, the 04 machine, he's going to put that right rear tire next to the outside wall. He may have tapped it. Kenny Hoppin looked down to the bottom side, but Kaiser got a good run coming off of turn 4. Nose to tail for the second spot. Top 3 advance. Kenny Hoppin outside looking in. Four more laps to go. 1 minute, 7 seconds in to heat race number 1. Coming across the line once again. Thompson's led all the laps here for this heat race. Side by side, Kaiser going to try to stick that nose inside of Jamie McCarron, but he couldn't make nothing happen. Top 3 still single filed out. There's been no passes here. Kenny Hoppin still on the outside looking in. Needs a little bit of racing luck as he works down the backstretch and into turn number 3. Hoppin bottom side, he keeps his foot in and he taps the outside wall. Zach Janis outside. He's back in the P5 spot. Absolutely dominated Lernerville. So Adam Thompson, Jamie McCarron, and then Ross and Kenny Hoppin are going to battle out for the last time in turns 3 and 4. Kaiser way off the cushion line to the checkered flag. He's going to make it into that final transfer spot. Kenny Hoppin, he'll have to work his way up to the A main. Zach Janis, Nate Vaughn, and Steven Frenberg. Heat race 1 results. Will be coming up soon. There they are. P1 just now got over with. Kenny Hoppin P4, Zach Janis. Zach absolutely dominated. No, sorry, Zach was running second at Lernerville, and then he jumped that cushion. And regardless, he'll have to work his way up into the A main. Getting ready to rock and roll with heat race number 2. This is how the grid is going to shake up. Landon Cardoza, the guy that qualified P2. 114 driver out of the crazy state of California. He'll be on pole with Daniel Boyd with Vortex Sim Sports, the 79 machine, to the outside. Carlin Cure, the number 7. That was the driver that absolutely dominated Lernerville. He'll be starting there in 3rd place. Blaine Brink will be starting there in P4. Chad Coate, the 1-1 car, driver out of the frozen lane up north called Canada. And then you have Phil with FSI Motorsports, the number 14 car. Chad Center out of the Northwest. He'll be making up that 4th row with Alex from New England, number 5. Starting there in 8th place. Noel Anderson, R&R Esports, 64. Yeah, Mike Sorum rounding out the race field there in the number 69 machine. Heat race number 2. Stack them up, pack them up, wheel to wheel, wing to wing. Pace trucks lights are off. We'll be going green flag racing this time by. Landon Cardozo, he's going to lead the field off. He's going to hit the gas pedal. Daniel Boyd outside of the front row did not get a good start whatsoever. Daniel Boyd sitting in P3. Contact way back here. Phil's trying to make it through. Everybody standing on the loud pedal, trying to keep going straight. And then that car is going to hit the outside wall. Phil's going to try to look down to the bottom side. There's Phil right there. He's in P5. Chad Coate is outside looking in. Daniel Boyd sits in the third spot. He's going to battle it out, though, with Carlin Cure. Cure all the way to the outside wall. High and scary side trying to rip the lip. The 79 machine not scared to throw a slide job. Daniel Boyd, though, left exactly one car length there to the outside as this line has went all the way next to the outside wall very early. Landon Cardozo, though, looking straight ahead of him. No one in front of him. Has a free track, an open track. Just trying to lay down some laps. On now throughout the field now. Phil, he's going to throw a slider on Chad Coate. Chad, he's going to try to do a crossover. There's nothing there for him. Down the backstretch into turn 3. Anything there? No. He gets into the slick. He gets a little loose. Mike Sorum, he's moved up 4 spots here. He raced number 2, and he absolutely gets ran over. The 21 machine of Blaine Bring got to his driver's side door and almost completely turned him. And we have one driver flipping upside down. That's Landon Cardozo. He was our race leader, and he is getting pummeled right now. No yellow flag is going to wave. Everything's kind of single filed out. We got to go look back at the replay. Here's a replay of our race leader. All by himself. Lap car there in front of him. What does a lap car do? Nothing. He absolutely gets glued to the outside wall, hits that opening, and goes flipping. So back to light mode, back to race mode. The checkered flag is going to wave. So Daniel Boyd is finishing in first place. Phil, some way, somehow, came home in second. And then Carlin Cure came home in P3. Goodness gracious, he raced number 2. There's results up there on your screen. Chad Coate, 4th. Blaine Brink, 5th. Nolan Anderson. Mike Sorum, Andrew Landon, and Chad Center. That's how that's going to shake out for heat race number 2. We move right along, though, as these drivers get into their sim rig, get ready to rock and roll. That's how the grid's going to shake up for heat race number 3. Tyler Wilson, wide open motorsports driver. He'll be starting there on the front row with Hammer Down Brown, the driver from Canada. The Frozen Land, the number 8 machine. He'll be to the outside of the front row. Josh Hofer, an FSI motorsports driver, number 94. Be making up P3. Trey, driver from Illinois, a 44 car. He'll be making up the outside of the second row. Patrick Spangler, wide open motorsports driver, number 10, will be making up P5. Then you have Andrew with FSI Motorsports. A lot of wide open guys and FSI guys in heat race number 3. Andrew Hauser, another FSI Motorsports driver, so he has 3 teammates. 3 FSI guys here in this heat race. Tyler Coates there in P8. Then you have Garrett, then Ross, rounding out that last row, that 9th and 10th spot. We'll see if this heat race does not get too wild. Man, what a tough break for our race leader. He'll have to work his way all the way up to the A main now. So here we go. Let's stack them up, pack them up. See how this all shakes out. Patrick Spangler there in that number 10 car. Kind of a slow start for the whole field. Green flag out. Everyone steps on the loud pedal, and here we go. Patrick almost eclipsed a gas tank of the 44 car. Top 3 advances 10 laps. Race leader Tyler Wilson, Hammer Down Brown, trying to fall in hot pursuit. Nose to tail down the backstretch. Brown, he's going to look for the slide job for the race lead. He tries to bounce off the race cushion side by side, coming across the line. Give that one to Tyler Wilson, though. Wilson's going to throw the slide job once again. Brown gets a good run coming down the backstretch off a 2. He's going to put the slide job on Tyler Wilson, and now Sean Brown is going to be our race leader. Lap 4 of 10 now. We are swapping for that top spot. Sean Brown looks like he has settled in that top spot. Tyler Wilson's going to fall back to P2 as of right now. You have Josh Hofer trying to rip the lip up there on the high and scary side, just like the race leaders. But you got this Patrick Spangler driver right there behind him, trying to put on all sorts of pressure. Halfway home to mama this time by working lap 6 of 10 now. Top 3 advances. Patrick Spangler trying to look down to the bottom side. Not quite. Gets into the slick a little bit coming off of turn 2. P4 is going to be Andrew Trey. Then you have Ross. You have Garrett. And then you have Tyler Coates rounding out the field. Tyler Coates way off the pace inside the inside wall. And there's our race leaders there behind him. So Sean Brown completely destroying the field as of right now. Tyler Wilson P3, but this is a race that we all want to watch for. Top 3 drivers get in. The 94 machine, Josh Hofer, is inside the bubble, and Patrick Spangler's outside the bubble. Patrick Spangler, he's going to try to throw the slide job in turns 1 and 2. He does. Tries to bounce it off the wall, but not quite. Josh Hofer's going to get that spot right back. White flag for the whole field. Patrick hits the wall down the front stretch one more time around Lanier. Josh Hofer just needs to make it one more time down the back stretch and into turn number 3 and 4. The number 94 machine send that driver straight to the Mac Daddy show. Patrick Spangler outside looking in with Andrew, Trey, and Garrett. The D main. Delta. That's what we're about to run. Driver's trying to get lined up here. Carl Thompson just liked the stream. Much appreciated, Mr. Thompson. Chris has liked the stream. Appreciate it. Jordan Eder has liked it 16 minutes ago. We will be doing the alphabet soup here this week for the NODAK Outlaw Sim League. So these drivers, top 3, will advance to the C main. They will get lined up in the back of the C main, and then you know the rest. They'll have to try to then top 3 of the C main, then the B main, and then the Mac Daddy show here on the Sunday night with 410 sprint cars at Lanier National Speedway. Probably do the grid real quick. Kenny Hopp and Zach Janis to the front row. Nate and Steven. You have Jordan, Richard, and then Cody Olson rounding out the race field. Top 3 drivers, 10 laps. D main. Here we go. The Colt of Kenny Hopp, and he gets out to a very good lead. Zach Janis going to fall. He's going to hold on to P2. I thought he was side by side with someone entering into turn 1. Nate Vaughn, he's up to P3. Side by side from the 4th on back, it is a bird's nest. Swapping spots back here. The number 6 machine, Cody Olson. Almost taps the back bumper of the 13. Inside the cockpit mode of Steven Frenberg now. The 29 car down to the bottom side. Steven goes. We work lap 4 of 10 down into turns 1 and 2. And we may be swapping spots up here on the top spot. Kenny Hoffman is still trying to work the bottom side, but here comes the number 7 machine of Zach. Kenny going to try to take his line away in turns 3 and 4, and that's exactly what he does. Kenny Hoffman goes next to the outside wall now. Side by, or nose to tail for the top spot. Best lap time of lap 6 of 10 is going to be Zach Janis, the 12.319. Coming out of turn 2 now, Kenny Hoffman trying to get as close to the outside wall as they possibly can. He dives down to the inside wall here in turns 3 and 4 now. Zach, he's going to be dedicated next to that high and scary side. Kenny Hoffman switches it right back up now, puts that right rear tire next to the outside wall, and both of them maybe have just tapped the outside wall. Coming out of turn 2 into turns 3 and 4 now. Kenny Hoffman has led every single lap here in the D main. 2 more laps to go. Jordan way back here in the 113 car off the top 2 drivers. He's inside the C main as of right now. Nate Vaughn outside looking in, but here we go. We are swapping for the race lead side by side down into turn number 3 and 4. Kenny Hoffman tries to glue down to the inside wall. Zach taps the outside wall. That's going to give Kenny Hoffman the race win. Jordan, the 113 driver with LGR Motorsports, he makes it into the C main. Nate Vaughn, Cody Olson, Steven Frimberg, and Richard Bates Knights will come to an early end. So my apologies. They are not doing the alphabet, Sue. Now we're just straight to the C main. Top 3 drivers will advance out of this one. Straight to the A main show. As everyone gets into their sim ring, gets ready to go. Heart rate's up, adrenaline is rushing. Sunday night. I always say this for the NODAK guys. You definitely want to have a good night here. You definitely don't want to have a bad night and then have to go to work the next morning. Austin Davis says, let's go FSI. Dano Overton says, good job, Brown. Landon Cardoza, very good, strong heat race. Had the race in hand, and then big-time driver mistake. Zachar hit the outside wall. He got glued to it, then he hit the exit, or one of the openings here at Lanier National Speedway. Here's the grid for the C main. Top 3. Chad Coates from Canada, 1-1 car. He'll be starting on pole with Blaine Brink to the outside. Noel Anderson, R&R Inc. Indy Esports, a 64, will be making up the 3rd spot with Mike Sorum, rounding out the 2nd row. You have Alex there in P5, Landon P6, and then Chad Center as the race has started. A little bit of contact right now. Landon Cardoza in the last spot, trying to work that high side around the entire field. But Chad Center is our race leader down in turns 3 and 4. Noel Anderson and Mike Sorum. 3-1. Mike Sorum just absolutely gets destroyed. There to the inside, right into the driver's side door. Anderson is inside the bubble as of right now, but he has Landon Cardoza there to the side-by-side with him down the backstretch and into turn 3. Anderson to the outside wall. Cardoza's going to slide it right up in front of him, and that's exactly what he's going to do. The top 3 drivers now are working the inside part of the racetrack. Anderson outside the bubble. Chad Coate. You have Mike Sorum back in P6. Mike Sorum trying to make something happen, trying to get back to that top spot. He's going to get to the inside of the number 11 machine. They're going to make contact. Sorum trying to hold it straight. He's going to tap the inside wall, and his 9 may come to an early end, and it looks like it will. So back up front, Mr. Brink, the 021 driver, the ABR setup shop there on the top wing. Works the bottom side part of the racetrack, working lap 8 of 10 now. Chad Center, Landon Cardoza, they are inside the show if they can just finish. Landon Cardoza all the way to the outside, side by side with Chad Center. Center tries to park that car down to the inside wall, trying to find some grip, trying to get a little bit of horsepower coming off of turn 4. Still side by side, way loose down into turn number 1. That's going to give Landon Cardoza that P2 spot as of right now with the white flag in the flagman's hand, and now he's showing to the race field. Checking up on P4, that's Anderson back there in P4. Chad Coates P5, and then you have Alex rounding out the race field. But our race leader coming out of turn 4 for the last time. He's going to get the checkered flag, land in P2, and Chad Center making the A main show in that last and final transfer spot here in the C main. B main is up. There's the C main results one more time if you guys did miss it. Carlin Curie is our points leader for the NODAK Outlaw Sim League. Clayton Tilley, P2. Colby is sitting there in 3rd place. Andrew Hauser in 4th. Then you have Hammerdown Brown rounding out the P5 spot. Notice a couple of these guys are not here tonight. Daniel Boyd is 6th place. Kenny Hoffman, 7th. Josh Over, 8th. Phil is in 9th, and Zach Janis rounding out the top 10. Patrick Spangler, Tyler Wilson, Jason Randolph is there in that 11th, 12th, and 13th. Brady Roderick, and then Trey in that top 15 in the championship point standings. So here's a grid for the B main. Patrick Spangler and then Andrew with FSI and wide open motorsports for Patrick. Andrew drives for FSI. Trey, Garrett, you have Ross and Tyler Coates, and you have Andrew Hauser, another FSI guy here in the B main. Austin Davis there in the chat, in the Facebook chat, says, let's go FSI. Landon Cardozo, let's go. Green flag out for Patrick Spangler. He takes off like an absolute cannon. He's going to lead the field down in turns 1 and 2. He may have tapped the inside wall, though. Patrick Spangler trying to have a good run here in the B main show. Ross, Trey, they're going to be side by side, actually multiple rows deep, way throughout the race field now. Bottom side is looking like it's going to be the way to go. The 39 machine of Ross trying to make that high side work now. Trey down to the bottom side, trying to find some grip, trying to find a little bit of horsepower. Inside the transfer spot. Top 3 advances, 10 laps. Andrew Hauser outside right now. FSI, ABR all over that machine, the 13 car. And we have one car absolutely flipping back there. That's going to be Andrew. Inside to the cockpit mode of Andrew Hauser now. Down to the bottom side. Ross is really liking that high side, but man, I think that might be a slower line now. Andrew Hauser still being dedicated down to the bottom side, trying to follow the top 2 guys down there. We have a good race for this last and final transfer spot. Andrew Hauser all trying to make it work, and Ross is trying to still rim ride the outside wall there in the number 39 machine. Side by side coming across the line. All for that 3rd and final transfer spot. Ross trying to wall bang that wall now. He does a wheelie, good getting into turn number 3. Patrick Spangler absolutely gone, as Ross may be proving me wrong. He is doing very good out there to the outside wall, and now he's going to put pressure on Trey now. With 3 laps to go, the race leader, Patrick Spangler, gets a 2 laps to go sign. Bottom side looks like it's getting a little slick now for this number 44 machine, and the 39 car of Ross is still being dedicated next to the outside wall. Can he do it? Trying to rip the lips side by side with Andrew Hauser. Top 3 drivers advance for the final time down the backstretch into turn number 3 and 4, and oh my goodness, absolutely takes him out. Andrew Hauser and Trey, they get connected. And oh my goodness, a checker flag is going to wave. And Trey in the 44 car is going to get the lead. Andrew Hauser just absolutely set sail down in turns 3 and 4 and just smashed the gas pedal. That did not look good. Warm-up is underway. These drivers, I think they have a 3-minute warm-up session. So best lap time will be up there with their last lap time right next to it. Austin Davies just like the stream. Much appreciated there, Austin. One minute left here in the warm-up session. Everybody trying to dial in their 410 sprint car machines to try to have one good night here at Lanier National Speedway. And what a night we've had so far with the 4 heat races. The D main, the C main, and then the B main was absolutely crazy there in the final corner. Lane Johnson's following, much appreciated, Johnson. Sarah says, where can I find this soundtrack? Royalty-free music. Sarah, royalty-free music on Spotify. Sean Brown, a 11.231. He's going to finish down at the top of the charts as warm-up is still going on. We're going to extend the warm-up just a little bit. Brink's going to be right now in P2. The 11.303. Third place, Lenny Cardoza, then Kenny Hoppin there in the 4th spot. Then Jordan, 5th quickest right now. We work lap 9 of 15, not laps. We're working race number 9 of 15. So halfway through this race season, and man, we've had an incredible race season. The league has completely grown season after season. Multiple different winners here. Looking up the schedule real quick. So Sean Brown won Lanier. That was race number 1. Carlin Cure won Williams Grove. Then you have Ross. He won race number 3. Ross Kaiser. Then you have Colby, Clayton Tilley. Then Carlin Cure has won back-to-back races there in that Rocket Racing car, that number 7 car. Carlin Cure right now is P9 quickest out there here in Lanier with only 30 seconds left to go here in warm-up. So Cure, he is the only 2-time winner. Actually, he is a 3-time winner. No one else has actually won two or more races. So Sean Brown, Carlin Cure, Ross Kaiser, Colby, Clayton. They have Carlin Cure and Carlin Cure winning the last 2 races. Next week, we go to Knoxville. Charlotte, Lima Land, then they're off for Labor Day. Volusia, USA, and then Fairbury. Warm-up session's finally over. Checker flag is going to wave. They worked in the racetrack good enough. And that's how that's going to fall. Point standings for the last time. Carlin Cure, Clayton Tilley, Colby, Andrew Hauser, and Sean Brown. That's going to be the top 5 drivers in the championship point standings for Season 2 of the NODAK Outlaw Sim League. So that's it. We're getting ready to rock and roll. For the Mac Daddy Show, practice is over. Heat race 1, 2, 3, 4. The D main is over. The C main. The B main is over. And we have the field set, an 18-car field here at Lanier National Speedway. So let's get to it with the grid. For the starting lineup for the NODAK Outlaw Sim League. 18-car feature. Race number 9. Here's a grid. Adam Thompson, the 244 driver. He'll be on pole with Daniel Boyd to the outside with Vortex Sim Sports. Hammer Down Brown from Canada, the number 8 machine. He'll be starting there in the 3rd place with Jamie McCarron, driver from Down Under. The number 2 machine rounding out the 2nd row. 3rd row is going to be filled with FSI Motorsports, the number 14 car, with Mr. Tyler Wilson, a wide open Motorsports driver, the number 9, making up that 3rd row. Ross Kaiser, Momentum Sim Sports driver, the 04 car. He'll be making up the 7th spot with Carlin Cure to the outside, the back-to-back winners. Can anyone stop the number 7 machine this week? Josh Hofer, FSI Motorsports, will be starting in the 9th place, and Kenny Hoffman rounding out the top 10 with Elite Sim Racing. Blaine Brink, the 021 driver from the Northwest, will be making up the 11th spot with Patrick Spengler with Wide Open Motorsports. 13th place going to be Zach Janis, Landon Cardoza, Ross, Jordan, Chanson, and then Trey rounding out the race field. So we're stacked up, packed up, ready to rock and roll. Green flag is going away for the 18-car Mac Daddy feature. 30 laps around this place. And a caution is going to wave early on into this night. Lap number 3, the yellow flag is out. Everybody slows up all that 410 horsepower. And we're going to have to restack them and repack them. Tyler Wilson being shown red up on the program. We'll see what happened to the number 9 machine. Tyler Wilson was having a very good night. Started up front as well. Couldn't really see much from that angle. We'll try one more time. 42 machine. Man, tough break. A lot of those drivers got around it, though, just fine. This track will get extremely, extremely dusty around this place. Early caution. Looks like Tyler Wilson might be getting his spot back. Green flag is going away for the race field. So Phil's going to be a race leader. Ross Kaiser is going to be in P2. Sean Brown, 3rd place. You have Josh Hofer back here in P5. 4th place. And Jamie McCarron rounding out the 5th spot. So working lap 5 now. Here's our race leader, side by side. Phil, he's going to put that machine next to the outside wall. Ross Kaiser is going to work that bottom side. And then you have Hammer Down Brown following in hot pursuit right on the back Nerf bar of the 14 of Phil. Side by side, coming across the line once again. We work lap 6 of 30 now. The number 4 machine of Ross Kaiser slides it right up in front of the race field. Now he's going to be a race winner. Hammer Down Brown, you're not clear yet, dude. Slides it right up in front of the nose. Ross Kaiser with innovation accent puts a hard left-hand turn. Does a crossover move, and Ross still our race leader. Side by side for this 3rd spot, and no. 8 machine up into the outside wall. That's going to be Sean Brown. He gets glued to it. He goes tumbling in turns 1 and 2. Then the yellow flag is going to wave once again for the 2nd time tonight. Sean Brown gets stuck to the outside wall. He was letting it all hang out early parts in this race. Tries to go for a monster slide job for the race lead. He actually completed it. He's going to go around the inside, and he'll get a quick fix, a fast repair, whatever you want to call it, and he'll be back out there on the raceway. He stuck that right rear tire next to the outside wall, and that outside wall absolutely caught him. Check this out. Down the backstretch. Man, Phil absolutely gets destroyed, and what a good night Phil is having. So back to line mode, back to race mode. Brown will get the EOL penalty. He'll be back in the back part of the race field. Tough break for some of these drivers very early on, but we're stacked up, packed up, ready to rock and roll. Ross, Josh, Kenny, and Jamie McCarron, top 4. Kenny Hoffman, he got up to second place quite quick. Kenny Hoffman has already moved up 2 spots here in the Mac Daddy Show. He tries to rip the lip around turns 1 and 2. Sorry, in turns 3 and 4, coming across the front stretch now. Josh Hofer back there in the 3rd spot. Gearbox cam, and that is exactly what he has being shown there in the rearview mirror. On back, a little bit of beating and banging down here. Blaine Brink inside the cockpit mode of Mr. Brink now, as man, it is elbows up racing back here. Speedway lights are absolutely full blast right now. The dust is flying around Lanier. 2 different lines here. Outside wall, or you want the inside wall? Blaine Brink back here in the 13th spot. Back up front we go, though. Rounding out the top 4 is going to be Zach Janis with SSR Elite Racing. Down the front stretch in turns 1 and 2. Zach has them there in his sights, just trying to make some laps now. Ross Kaiser is still our race leader coming out of turn 4. He's going to lead another lap as we work lap 14 of 30. 1 lap shy of halfway. Kenny Hoffman and Josh Hofer, they're going to be side by side down the backstretch. Hoffman up to the outside wall. Hofer down to the bottom side. Kenny Hoffman drives for Elite Sim Racing. They're still side by side, but give it to Kenny Hoffman for P2. That last lap, halfway home to mama this time by 5 minutes and 50 seconds in to this Mac Daddy Show. We've had two cautions, 2 early cautions. Landon Cardoza had one unbelievable heat race. Then he made a huge driver mistake, hit the outside wall, and I think he almost got last there in his heat race with only 2 laps left. Right now, he's up to 7th place, and he's moved up 7 spots. Trey, the number 44 machine, I'm being shown he's moved up 12 spots here in the Mac Daddy Show. Something happened to Ross Kaiser. He fell back 2 spots. Our race leader fell back 2 spots. He's being shown back in 3rd place. Josh Hofer, Kenny Hoffman still side by side. In turns 3 and 4, we may be 3 wide coming across the line. Throw a blanket over the top 3 now. Josh Hofer, Kenny Hoffman, they have been glued to each other all race long. 10 laps ago here in the A main show. Hofer's moved up 8 spots. Ross has moved up 5. Kenny Hoffman is being showed. He's moved up 7. Zach Janis moved up 9. Jamie McCarron's lost 1 spot as a yellow flag is going to wave, and Jamie McCarron's going to round out the top 5. What a race we've had up there for the top 3. Yellow flag waves. Tyler Wilson showing red up on the program, and man, once again, I think he got called up for the first wreck. It's all over the back bumper of the 21 car, and he just hits the inside wall. Ross Kaiser won Cedar Lake on 6:27. He's the only winner up there in the top 3. Kenny Hoffman and Josh Hofer has yet to win a race here for the NODAK Outlaw Sim League, so they're going to have a little bit more pep in their step, I would assume, to try to get that dub. Side by side, the field goes. The A94 machine tries to slow up the race field. Back under green flag, standing on the loud pedal. Top 3 drivers. Still, once again, Josh Hofer, Kenny Hoffman. Kenny Hoffman goes 3 wide there on the outside. Side by side, contact made. The Colt of Kenny Hoffman trying to keep it straight. The yellow flag is going to wave as the entire field is completely hooked together, and the yellow flag may have saved that number 1 machine of Kenny Hoffman. What an unbelievable luck of a save that was. Contact was made. Hoffman almost lost it. Half the field saved him, trying to keep him straight. Man, the yellow flag came out right when that was happening. Zach Janis back to the fourth spot, has yet to win a race. Same thing with Trey in the 44 car. So the only driver in the top 5 that has won so far is Ross Kaiser. And Ross has won 2 months ago. Won race number 4. So everybody, adrenaline is up. Heartbeat is up. Heart rate is absolutely through the roof. See how this all shakes out. FSI Motorsports is winning this race on the top spot. Momentum Sim Sports is P2. Back under green flag, single file restart this time. Working lap 22 of 30 now. We have just hit the 10-minute mark in the Mac Daddy Show. Everybody working the high side part of the racetrack. At least the top 3 are the 44 machine of Trey. Worked the bottom side in turns 1 and 2. Sorry, in turns 3 and 4. And the yellow flag's going to wave once again quite early. Everybody trying to jockey for positions. And, man, a lot of action back there in the back part of the racetrack. Once again, the caution is going to wave right when these guys get that horsepower up and going. This time, it looks like Phil is going to be being shown red. Now, there was one car. He already hit the inside wall. No. Then Phil gets pushed out to the outside wall. People coming out of the pits now. Drivers coming out of the pits after that fast repair. Lights on the pace truck is going to be showing off. We will be having a single file restart here. So single file restart. The 94 machine is going to lead this field out of turn 4, and the pace lights have came back onto the race truck, so we are not going green flag racing this time by. Hard charge as of right now. It's going to be this driver back here in the 5th place. He has moved up 13 spots in the Mac Daddy Show. Carlin Cure has won back-to-back races, but right now he is trying to hold on to his 7th spot, trying to work his way up. Carlin Cure has only moved up 1 spot here at Lanier National Speedway here tonight, and we are back under green flag conditions. Top 3 has been right next to each other all race long. 3 wide racing coming out of 4. You have Kaiser up high, Josh Hofer middle, Kenny Hoffman down to the bottom side. But don't sleep on that. Oh, man, the yellow flag waves with a handful of laps to go. Just about to say, do not sleep on this number 7 machine of Zach Janis. Drivers are shown being in the pits as of right now, I believe. One through 11, 1 through 14 now. Maybe 13 is being shown on the lead lap. 14th on back is being shown at least a lap down. So everybody trying to catch up to the end of the line here. Pace truck lights are off, so we will be going green flag racing this time by. 5 laps to go. Who's going to capture the checkered flag? Josh Hofer, Ross Kaiser, Kenny Hoppin, Zach Janis, and then Trey Hurst. Back there rounding out the top 5. Green flag out. Kind of a weird type of start here. Regardless, green flag is back out. Ross Kaiser tries to rip the lip, tries to get a good run down the back straightaway. The high line was definitely the way to go there in the early parts of the run, but with 4 laps to go, everybody is slowly starting to move down to that inside wall. Kenny Hoffman, a little bit of slip of the grip there in the apex. It turns to 1 and 2. He gets a little loose. Josh Hofer still working the bottom side. He tries to cut the nose off of Kenny Hoffman, and Ross Kaiser's going past both of them there on the high side part of the racetrack. Kenny Hoffman trying to root out Josh Hofer as of right now. He may have done it down the backstretch. Kenny Hoffman still being dedicated down to the bottom side. Zach Janis still trying to reel these top 3 drivers in here in that number 7 machine with SSR Elite Sim Racing. But right now it is Ross Kaiser down into turns 3 and 4. The white flag in the flagman's hands. He just tags the outside wall one more time around Lanier. Josh Hofer has been stuck right in the middle part of the racetrack. Kenny Hoffman one last time, one last dish effort. Ross Kaiser may have tapped the outside wall, come out of turn 4, race to that checkered flag. It's going to be the 04 machine of Ross Kaiser, Kenny Hoffman, Josh Hofer, Zach Janius, and Daniel Boyd rounding out the top 5. Landon Cardoza finished in 7th place. Carlin Cure, his win streak ends here. The NODAK Outlaw Sim League going to finish in 7th place. Trey and Tyler Wilson, Patrick Spangler rounding out the top 10. Fireworks shooting off here at Lanier National Speedway, and what a race we just seen for 30 laps. Took a total about just over 15 minutes to complete this. We had 5 caution flags, couple of early caution flags, and then we had a pretty good mid run. And then we had back-to-back caution flags there on the ending parts, but we had a good, solid 5 clean laps to finish it all out. Jump right inside the Discord page. We'll try to interview the top 3 drivers. Checkered flag waves. Man, what a race. The driver that's going to finish there in the 3rd spot is going to be Josh Hofer. And Josh, man, what a race it was out there. That seemed like a very racy racetrack.
Yeah, it was definitely racy. Seemed like the bottom was in quite a bit. Then I started Donnie rolling the center. I needed one more lap. I think would have had second back.
Man, looks like the lanes kind of just kept swapping. The high side was definitely the way to go, and then it looked like the bottom side was what was a fast way. You was kind of running that middle side.
Yeah, I like to run the middle in this track, and those cautions definitely didn't help. Once I got into a rhythm and seemed like I pulled up to the front, then it was a caution. So, and I always take about 2-3 laps to get back into that rhythm.
Man, you led a couple laps. A lot of dust flying here tonight. You have yet to win a race, man, but man, you are very close.
Yeah, consistency wins championships, but so does wins, and I just can't seem to make them come together.
Well, man, finishing in that last podium spot with FSI Motorsports, you got any shout-outs that you would like to give?
Yeah, obviously I'd like to give shout-outs to our team, FSI Motorsports, our sponsor, myracepass.com, and ABR Setup Shop. Couldn't do it without all those guys, so thanks for hosting, and thanks for Phil and the NODAK Outlaw Sim League. Very
cool, man. Hopefully we'll see you next Sunday.
All right, thank you. Take care, man.
Absolutely. Driver Josh Hofer finishing in that third spot. The guy that's going to finish in second place is going to be Kenny Hoffman. And Hoffman, man, what a race, dude.
Yeah, really fun race. You know, I messed up in qual a little bit, put myself in the bad spot in the heat. Obviously, had to run the D main. Able to make my way through, survive through all that carnage that was happening back there. But happy to come out in the podium.
Dude, you was ripping the lip there on the high side. You made it 3 wide, I think, multiple times. You led a good amount of laps, and then you got stuck down there on the bottom side of the racetrack. Did that high side just go away from you?
Yeah. Once all that grip was really going away, I figured I'd rather play it safe and uncomfortable. I found the middle a few times, but then toward the end of the race there, I felt really good in the bottom. So I just want to stay down there.
Well, man, coming home in second place out of 30 machines, a very good race here tonight for here at Lanier National Speedway. Man, you got any shout-outs that you'd like to give?
Yeah, I'd like to thank everyone at SSR, Greg LeMay, Tyler Sheldon helped me out a lot lately. Personal Evolution Company, School of Sim Racing, Whiskey Oval TV. I'm sure there's something else that I forget, so shout out to everybody.
Very cool, man. Hopefully we'll see you back here in the NODAK Outlaw Sim League next Sunday.
Yep.
Very cool. Kenny Hoffman coming home in that third spot. But the driver that's going to have the checkered flag in hand is going to be Ross. And Ross, dude, kind of a weird night for you, man. You was leading the race, and then I missed it. But then you was leading at one point, and then the next point you was back in third place.
Yeah, the initial start of the feature was very confusing. There was a lot of bumping and banging. I just went to the bottom, and then out of nowhere, I went from 6th to 2nd with a caution, and I was like, oh, sweet. Then I got to restart on the top, which was perfect because the only way I can do good at Lanier is running the top. And yeah, luckily, no one was in my way. I was able to just smooth sail on the top. Then I ended up, like you were saying, I fell back to third. I ended up hitting the wall a few times and then ended up getting passed by 2 people. And then luckily there was a caution right after, so I could gather my stuff back up. And then, yeah, by then everyone was just running the bottom, and I was able to just keep my line steady on the top.
You are the second driver here for the NODAK Outlaw Sim League to be a 2-time winner. Carlin Curie, he's a 3-time winner. And then you won back at Cedar Lake early, I think, race number 4.
Yeah, Cedar was my debut in the league, which was pretty bittersweet to win my first showing out. And Cedar and Lanier are 2 tracks I'd love to just run the top at, which is what I'm known for doing. I'm either running the top pretty good or wrecking it on the top. So it was nice to be able to survive all 30.
Point standings are a little shaky, definitely with the drop weeks. But do you know right now you're sitting, I think, in 20th place? Are you running full points here, or do you got drop weeks that you can use?
Points wise, I don't think I'm in the points chase anymore because I came in a little late, so I already had my drop weeks used. So I'm technically just in it to race, sadly. But still great to race with everyone whenever I have a chance.
410 sprint cars, man. These things absolutely put on an absolutely great show, man. But hey, second driver to win, or second driver to be a 2-time winner for the NODAK Outlaw Sim League. That's gonna be you, man. Absolutely unbelievable race. Checkered flag in hand for the second time this season. You got any shout outs that you like to give?
Yeah, I gotta thank all the guys at Momentum Sim Sports. Clayton, Tilly, our new teammate, Landon Cardoza. He's always fun race and battle with in the official racing. And yeah, everyone else in Momentum Sim Sport, and then all the sponsors, speedshop51.com for all your weekly setups, Racecraft Simulations, CT Designs, Verdict Clothing, Everything Dirt, UDTV, JDub Cinematography, Cool Chassis, and yeah,
Very
Whiskey
cool,
Oval
man.
for streaming.
Very cool, man. Fireworks shoots off. You got the checkered flag, and man, awesome job. Hopefully we'll see you next week. I believe we go to, one sec, I got it right here, Knoxville Raceway. How do you feel about that track?
Knoxville's one of my better tracks. I'll definitely have to show up for this one.
Very cool, man. Looking forward to it. We'll see you at Knoxville.
All right, thank you.
Ross Kaiser finishing there in that top spot. Missed the first 2 races, won his very first outing for the NODAK Outlaw Sim League. He said it was bittersweet. After that, he has not been able to capture the checkered flag. Tonight, he does, though. What a race, man. That was fun. All the heat races. Throughout the D main, the C, the B, and the A, man. That start was weird, though. He did say, he even said it, too, and I was looking at it. When I was broadcasting, I didn't really understand it. But yeah, we had some drivers that went from like 7th, 8th place all the way up to the top spot. Lanier, though, it's always kind of a sketchy racetrack. They did have a pretty big pace truck issue here. Knoxville Raceway is next up for race number 10. Race number 9 is in the books out of their 14 league season. Race number 10, Knoxville Raceway. Knoxville Nationals are coming up for the World of Outlaws of 410, all the sprint car guys. So that'll be fun. Thank you all for tuning in here to Wisco_TV here on this Sunday night. Before you guys go to work, hopefully you guys have a good Monday, a good work week. Here's our final results. Zach Jazz P4, Daniel Boy, Landon Cardoza, a new teammate to Ross Kaiser. Trey, Tyler Wilson, Patrick Spengler, Chad, Sean, Jamie, Adam, Blaine, Jordan, Phil, and then Ross running out that 18 car field. 11th on bag, finished a lap down or more. Only 10 cars finished down on the top or on the lead lap. Thank you all for the likes and shares, comments. It's much appreciated. Absolutely love broadcasting the NODAK Outlaw Sim League. You can watch it on Facebook and or YouTube. YouTube, you can watch it in 1080p in the replay. Facebook chops it down to 720p. But very cool. Very fun to watch. That's going to do it here tonight for me. Congratulations, Ross, Kenny, and Josh. Top 3 spots. We'll see you at Knoxville Raceway next Sunday night. Till then, everyone, please take care. Enjoy the new iRacing week with all the new tracks. Hopefully, you guys get some wins. And we'll see you guys next broadcast. Will actually be Monday, starting up a new league, Kings of Sling. Monday with 602 Crate Late Models. And then Tuesday's My League race. We got Wednesday, I'll be broadcasting. Thursday, I will be broadcasting. And then a doubleheader on Sunday. And that's when the NODAK Outlaw Sim League will be back live here on Wisco_TV. Until then, everyone, please take care, and I'll talk to you guys soon.